Hello, it's so good to see you again. I'm Daniel, and together with my wife Barbara, I'm restoring the 75-year-old historic sailing ship Flying Coney.
3 years ago, during our first shipyard time, we made a very scary discovery deep down in the hold of our ship. We found out that some of our frames are severely corroded.
Whoa! That's our frames!
I know.
Fixing them is quite a large project on its own, and we needed to come up with a good plan on how to fix the structure and make the ship seaworthy again. And now the time has finally come to approach this huge chapter and make massive progress in the refit of Flying Coney. We just finished the first step, removing the concrete to get access to the broken frames. Now we're approaching the next stage, fixing the broken frames.
So now that we are back in layer, I can finally start to do the patterns in my own speed. But I do hope it doesn't take me too long, because in just a few weeks we will untie the line again and we're heading to the shipyard. And there are still a lot of other things that we need to do until we can finally go back to the shipyard. This time we're not going back to Bultia, we will go back to Urk, to Case and Jan and all the other lads there, because they're great welders and they will weld in the frames and cut them out and everything, do all the steel work. And I can't wait to be back on Urk. So let's get the work started, let's make some patterns.
Okay, now to the actual frame making itself. First step is to get a rough idea about the curvature of the hull. And I have this nice curve template from the brand Old School, and I really wouldn't know what to do without it. So how this works is, I do get to try to have it next to the frames I want to make the pattern of. In this case, the frame 2B. And I do think that the rivets gives me the best rough idea about the curvature. Start a little bit higher than I will end up eventually, since the rivets are also a little bit higher. And how this works is I put it in place, give myself a reference point where I do want to start with it, a little bit higher than the knee. Okay, I think that should be fine. So I mark it. Now I find this point again, and now I simply lock it into place here. The trick is to not push it. And it's a lot of going back and forth. I put another referencing mark at the bottom so that I know where my template ended. Now it's just a matter of really locking it into place so that it does not move, at least not a lot when I take it out. And let's see if there's still enough material. I need at least 11 centimeters from here, and that's just 11 centimeters. How nice. So we can get out a frame out of this sheet, the last one. Now I transfer the shape of the curve template tool to the pattern making material. Our frames are 10 centimeters wide, but since it's not exact, since I've measured above the rivets and we want to have the pattern a little bit lower, I give myself a little bit of wiggle room by just marking 11 centimeters, roughly 90 degrees.
And yes, I do know there are quicker ways of doing it, but that gives me good results, and in this case, that's more important. So now that I have my reference points, it's just a matter of connecting them. I will use the curve template again for this, just to give me a fair curve. You can also use a batten for this, but no, it's not the same curvature on this side as on the other side. So I have to adjust it. Since it's a radius, I do need to fine tune it. Open everything up. Now that I went into great effort of making this pattern as a whole, I have to do one minor adjustment because the stringer is still in place here. I'm measuring the distance from the bottom of the pattern to the start of the stringer, and then the width of the stringer, because I need to cut it out, otherwise I will not be able to fit it underneath the stringer. But we need the stringer for sailing, so we can't remove the stringer quite yet. We will remove it in the shipyard, but currently it needs to be in place, so I have to work around it. No big deal. 25 and 21. And let's make 23. It doesn't matter if it's a little bit oversized. Now that I've cut it out the pattern with the jigsaw and got relatively close to the line, it's a matter of seeing if it actually fits. This is the most exciting bit about this whole process. I would say so. So actually I did wanted to show you how I fine adjust the pattern with the hand plane. But this time I got so close that there is no fine adjustment needed. Either it's my skill or I was just very lucky. You decide.
We recently launched our Adopt the Frame campaign to help us repair Flying Coney's structure. The frames are the ship's backbone, and without them she can't sail again. Through this campaign you can adopt the frame and we will write your name on it, making you literally a part of the ship's structure. We are incredibly grateful to all of you who have already adopted a frame. It really means a lot for us. There are still a few frames left, so if you would like to be a part of this project in such a special way, now is the time to join in.
So now the pattern of the upper part of the frame is finished, and it's just a matter of doing the lower part now. That's a little bit easier, should be done very quickly. So we got 4.5 patterns out of one sheet of pattern making material. Now that I run out, I need a new sheet, which is a bit of work.
It's always a little bit more difficult to work with a new sheet of plywood since it's quite large and the floor is uneven.
I'll be saved by rock and roll. You can take my money, steal my car and sell my clothes. You can take the shoes I'm in, go on and take everything. You can have about everything I own. Just leave that old piano. Maybe a chair so I can sit down there and play when I'm old. Take all these things I know, even take the telephone. I heard it said so long ago.
So now comes the interesting part, if it actually fits. And I've noticed something. It does look quite unusual because it's quite flat. And when I first tried it out, it actually didn't really fit here. There is a huge gap. And I was really concerned about that. But then I figured out that I just drawn the curve on the pattern making material the other way around. So I just need to turn it 180 degrees. And now it fits quite nicely. That's actually good. Okay. Now it's just a matter of fine-tune it because of the concrete. I need to get a little bit closer to the steel. This gap here is a little bit too big. So I mark it out. Then I plane off a little bit here. And then it should be fine. So with a lot of back and forth, I came relatively close to the steel, so it's definitely possible to weld in the frame. So the next thing is to connect both pieces with a hot glue gun and a few screws, and then it's good. Now comes the most scary bit of the whole process. Glue the both pieces together. I've tried my best to mark everything. And let's hope everything works out. Of course, I need to try if it actually fits. I hope so. Yeah, I think we can be proud. It's a very, very nice fit. The next step is to cut the frame into the width of the old frame. So after cutting out the frame with the jigsaw, it looks almost perfect. It's a quite nice pattern for the new frame. So just a little bit more sanding and then it will fit perfectly. And then we can transfer the lines, the pattern to sheet metal and cut it out and weld it in. And then it's good to go for at least 75 more years. And I guess someone is just typing in the comment why I don't use the plane for this, because the plane would be a lot quicker, but the problem is that this shape here, I would need a compass plane for that. So with that plane, it just works in some areas, but not on many. Simply too curved. Doesn't do anything here. Just up here. A little bit. So, sanding paper, sanding block is better for this. Should be fine. One last time checking. So I think we do have a proper pattern now. We're about 1 millimeter off at maximum. So that's good enough for welding, good enough for cutting it out of sheet metal. So we're done with that one. Unfortunately, we do have some more to go. Well, I forgot there is one last step to do. A very, very important one. And that is to mark it. And if it breaks into two pieces, I also write it on the bottom half, just in case.
Pattern making is now well underway and Daniel is making great progress on that task. We are feeling optimistic that we can finish all the patterns before the next shipyard time begins. But that's all we have time for today. As always, a huge thanks to all our supporters. Your encouragement and generosity really means a lot for us. If you would like to support this major step in Flying Coney's refit, you can adopt the frame. We still have a few available. Or you can become a Patreon and get access to real-time updates, regular Zoom meetings and ad-free videos. You'll find the links in the description below. We always enjoy reading your comments, so please take the time to share your thoughts and considerations. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.